This video is about growing an herb garden. One of the easiest plants that you can grow in your garden is the herbs. There are so many herbs that will replant themselves each year. I'm going to show you a few of the herbs that I currently have in my garden. In this round raised bed, I have just replanted some cilantro, and most of the cilantro plants are volunteers. This came from the seeds that were dropped by my cilantro from last year's planting. I'll show you this bigger one. This is an original plant from last year. In my Zone 7A Kentucky garden, cilantro survives the mild winter. So this plant survived the winter, and then it has dropped a bunch of seeds, and so it seeded itself in this raised bed. In the past, I have grown flowers in this raised bed. I had tulips, bachelor's buttons. Now this one is the only bachelor's button that I left in here. I have dug up the rest of them to be transferred to a different part of my garden. I planted some sage and rosemary. This is one of the sage plants, and I'm not sure if it will come back. It looks like it's still alive, and then the other one has a little greenery that's left. So this is also sage. Look at that. And this one. So for now, I'm going to leave these sage plants in this raised bed, but maybe sometime when it's warmer already, I will give the sage plants their own raised bed. And so all of this raised bed will just be for cilantro. Now you can use the leaves of the cilantro, or you can collect the seeds and use them for cooking. Another amazing herb that I have in this garden is the oregano. Look at this, guys. I have just cut all of the dead stems of the cilantro, and now it shows the beautiful new growth. This is a big bush, and these cilantro plants can grow up to waist high. And so that's the original cilantro that I planted. I started with one plant, and then they keep on coming back. They don't really totally die in the winter. Look at this, guys. This is one of the oregano plants that I featured in one of my past videos. When I planted this cilantro, oregano, I planted it together with some sage and thyme. I have moved the sage out of this bed because it's too small for all of them, but I left a couple of thyme plants in here, and the thyme also comes back in the spring. So you don't really have to keep on replanting the thyme, the oregano, and the cilantro. Even the sage is still alive and has survived the mild winter in my Zone 7A Kentucky garden. I have also planted dill in this pot, and it keeps on coming back each year. We don't see any dill right now because the optimum soil temperature for the germination of dill is about 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. We should see some dill growing here in a few weeks. You can start these herbs from seeds, or you can grab some seed starts from a nursery or from the big box stores, and then you just keep on taking care of that all throughout the growing season. And if your winter is mild, just like what I have in my area, your herbs should survive the winter and come back in the spring. So before I leave my garden, I'm going to mulch this bed and water my baby cilantro plants. I have mulched it with some pine shavings, same material that I use for my chicken coop. And but you can use other mulch like wood chips, you can use dry leaves, or whatever mulch that you have available. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and happy gardening!